But I'll let Tiffany open up first. But I just want to say one thing. What Krista and what Fred just said was very relevant to our opportunity. You know, you have to have great relationships out there when you're working with a buyer, or else guess what? Oh, that offer is the same as this offer, but I know this agent very well and they're the same. Which one do you feel best about? They're going to say, oh, that one. So guys, you got to keep those relationships strong. If they're not with EXP, go and make sure that you're friends with them. I know Steve Pugh got a fruit basket delivered to his office from one of the buyer's agents. Said, my buyer really loves this home. This is a gift from my buyer. It was a buyer who sent a fruit basket delivered to there. And you know, sometimes things get, you know, I don't know. It's not persuasion, I don't think. I think it's just kind of putting a new perspective of thought. I'm thinking of you more. Because if you get 100 offers and you don't know which one to take, the one that stands out is the one that's going to be the one that's going to win. All right, so we're going to talk about listings today. Go ahead and open up, Tiffany and Joe. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No? Okay. Fine.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Super quick housekeeping. If you can turn on your cameras, it does help feed the energy of the call. We would love to see your face. We're not here to judge. If you have questions during the call, feel free to use the reactions button. Thanks, David. To throw your hand up or flag us down in some way so that we can call on you, because we do want to hear your questions. Or you can feel free to use the chat button. Joe, throw out the training for later.
Yes, we have EXP agent leadership meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern in the main auditorium, EXP World.
Thank you. And that's it. Tom.
So good morning. No matter what you name, you will find that a team of people was involved. That's why President Lyndon Johnson said, there are no problems we cannot solve together and very few that we can solve by ourselves. If you want to reach your potential or strive for the seemingly impossible, you need to become a team player. Guys, you need to become a team player. You need to be getting those co-brokes to be team players. You need the buyers and sellers to be on your team. If you're an egotistic driven individual, such as like I was myself, you better put on another hat that says, I'm a team player. I'm going to work with everyone, because in this market, you will fall on your face. You need to become a team player. It may be a cliche, but it is none of the less true. Individuals play the game, but teams win championships. Okay? Place a high value on teamwork instead of achievement, and you will receive not only teamwork, but also achievement. I want to show you a quick video. We have 56 individuals on the call today, and I'm going to dig into some extremely valuable stuff for you today. I seem to be doing a lot of classes versus coaching. Today's going to be a combination of both of those in there. However you take it, take one thing, two things, and run with it. And I want you to get rid of a couple words in your head. What if? What if? Get rid of it. What if they say no? Who the heck cares? If any of my coaching clients say, what if? I stop it immediately. I said, no, you already told yourself that's a negative. What if? No, but what if it does work? See, it's like, hey, honey, your hair looks beautiful, but, you know, get rid of the what if. Unless you're going to utilize what if as if it works, not, oh, what if they say no? Who cares? Go cry in the corner. Get over it. Get over it. All right. So I'm going to show you a quick little video, and I'm going to dig into the video just for a moment, but then I'm going to dig into my PowerPoint here. And I learned how to put PowerPoint and share screen on my MacBook this morning. All right. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear volume. I don't know if there is volume. All right. I can see Joe, Tiffany, and Fred. Fred, give me a thumbs up that you can see this. All right. I'm going to play this. He did a 1 minute, 30-second video, but he had 87 showings scheduled yesterday. Ready? I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but that's the logistics of it. If you're representing a buyer, how would you feel knowing 87 other people came through the door? Aletha, how would you feel if you seen 87 other people come through that door and you had a buyer? It's like, oh man, we have one.
I'm deflated actually a little bit.
You're deflated. Let me
Yeah.
ask you this. What if you're the listing agent and you had 87 people come through? How are you feeling now?
Oh, what? It's on and popping.
You're dancing, you're happy,
Yes.
you're smiling, right?
Yes and yes.
Well, Vito did this, he was out there with his team. See, that was a team effort. You know, there's no way he would have been able to withstand seeing 87 people come through on his own without taking their name, taking their number, getting their business card, holding their dogs outside, greeting them. Okay, so it takes a team. And by the way, if you haven't realized since the beginning of the year, I have not talked about buyers at all on how to represent a buyer. I'm not focused on helping you guys find a buyer. I'm sorry to tell you. If you're on this call thinking, how can I get more buyers? Here's how you get more buyers. Get more listings, period. If you get a listing, you get 87 potential opportunities. So here's the Zillow statistics. You get 60 leads, you're going to pay about $10,000 a month. So why not go get a listing, pay $3 or $4 grand in marketing to go find the darn listings, and then you create the buyers and you're creating way more money opportunities. He just sent me another video with his whole team out front. Open house. We got this experience, and it was a team, and it was a team effort. And I don't know if any of them are on the call, but this is why I played this video for you. It's so important that you understand you have to get sellers, find a way. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to find sellers. What are some of the things to do to get sellers? And I'm going to cover this with you today. Some people say, well, what do I say? Where's the scripts? Those of you that are on the call, 57 people on the call, those who are newer to the call, all you have to do is go to the GPS Icon Academy in Workplace, or go to the Master Team GPS page on Facebook and go to Files. All the scripts are in there. I put a script booklet in there. I put a scripts in there for how to talk to people and lines at the grocery store. I don't know. There's scripts for everything. So what if you did that? What if you took the time to do that? You're going to succeed. All right. I'm going to go through some stuff rather quickly. If you're driving, you're going to be able to watch this later. If you're sitting there taking notes, you're welcome to stop me and ask questions as well. All right. Everyone see my PowerPoint? Aletha, you're right up there. So there we go. All right. Let me see if this works. Look at that. I'm learning. All right. So we're going to talk about mindset, commitment to succeed, time blocking, learning your script, starting with the end in mind, and setting goals in your mindset. Okay. There's no better person to talk about mindset than Fred DeFalco on Wednesday. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to dig into mindset. Change your mindset and change your world. Change the way you look at things, and guess what? The things you look at change. Here's the other thing, time block. If you're not time blocking and you're just sitting there scrambled trying to figure things out, good luck to you. Have a great day, because you're going to be wasting other people's time. Stay on a schedule. Start with the end in mind. Guys, if you have a goal to get to a certain point, if you're walking a mile, you have to take one step in front of the other to achieve that mile or run it, right? But if you stop and go, I wish somebody would just pick me up and bring me there, it's not going to happen. Or maybe you'll get lucky. Put one foot in front of the other and keep moving. All right. What's the one thing that increases sales with any organization? I don't care what company you join, or what company you're at right now. The only person responsible for your success is you and the people you surround yourself around. Okay? That is a fact. Who you surround yourself around with matters. What training, what collaboration, what sharing. Typically stops someone from achieving a high production. It's fear, self-doubt, what ifs, not understanding your own worth. See, when we want to achieve something, we always come up with 99% of the time excuses why it's not going to work. You're right, it's not going to work. And the biggest one is fear. By the way, guys, if you ever heard the song Fear is a Liar, go ahead and listen to it. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing song. Fear is a liar. It will destroy every opportunity you ever have in front of you. It will destroy everything that you can potentially have. It'll destroy your own potential. Who's the single most important person on your team to promote positive change? It's you. It's you. Guys, you are in control of your destiny. You are in control of the success you're going to have with sellers. See, I'm not going to talk about buyers, sellers. All right, so I'm going to go into three basic tools of power prospecting. And I call it power prospecting for one reason. You got to be powerful, you got to be doing it, and you got to think, what's the end in mind? Power prospecting. If you don't do it every day, you're not going to get the results you want. If you go to the gym once a month, do you think you're going to get in the condition and the shape that you want? If you eat a salad once a month, are you going to get to the weight you want? Come on, let's be realistic, guys. It's not hard. It's not difficult. You got to do it. Your number one job is to lead generate. Your number one job is to lead generate. If you don't lead generate, you don't have a job. Because lead generating creates contacts, which creates appointments, which creates closings. So if you're not lead generating, you're not building the foundation to your goal for the end of the year. Stop wasting your time and others. Get on the phone and do it. Get your walking shoes on and knock on doors. Get doing open houses. All right. 3 basic tools of power prospecting is use your brain. Your brain is so much control over your health, your wealth, your physical being, your spiritual being, everything, your brain. You want to think that you're sick, keep thinking you're sick, keep thinking you're sick, and you're going to be sick. Right? Use your brain. If you tell yourself, I'm going to wake up today and I'm getting a listing and I'm going to be successful, guess what? You got more chances of being successful and getting a listing today than anybody else. There's one thing that we're great at as real estate salespeople. We use our mouth. You have to use your mouth. Here's the one thing that most real estate agents, I would say 95% of the people on this call, maybe 90%, are afraid of this. You're afraid of the telephone. By the way, that's a cord attached to a phone that I used to use when I first started lead generating. If you guys don't know what that really is, you think of a phone as a cell phone. Sometimes, the old timers had cords attached to that phone, right, Fred? So guys, you don't mind being on the damn thing to look at Facebook, social media, Twitter, whatever it is, but you're afraid to make a darn call. Oh, let me just post feet in the sand, writing contracts. You're a freaking liar. You're not writing contracts. You're making excuses about succeeding when you're not. See, most of the stuff that we post is not real to who we are and what we're doing. It's a fib. We want everybody else to think we're successful. But look in the mirror and tell yourself, am I successful? And what would it take to be successful? And then you'll get the truth because you're speaking to yourself. get on the phone and start making calls. See, every single one of us have a phone. See, at the very bottom of your contacts, it tells you how many people are in there. Call them. If you don't want to call them, send them to Krista. I know she loves making phone calls. She'll call them for you, and guess what? She'll pay you a 25% referral, right, Krista? All the leads in someone's phone, if they're not calling them, you're going to see, what are you doing with those things? It's wasting space in your phone. If you're not going to call them, just get rid of them. What are they there for? All right, 3 pillars of prospecting. Here we go. Are you ready? You want listings? If you have a desire to spend a minimum of $1,000 a month to Zillow for leads, by the way, they're buyer leads, spend $1,000 a month on some tools to get listings. Here's how you do it. Call expireds. Guess what? I don't care what hot market you're in, there's still expired listings. Go find them. And if you tell me there's not, I'll call Milton James right now and say, Milton James, how many expired listings did you list this month? For sale by owners. There are more for sale by owners now than there ever has been in history of real estate. See, a for sale by owner thinks they're a realtor. A for sale by owner thinks they're saving commission. But what a for sale by owner is doing is they're not saving anything. They're creating a headache. They're creating stress. They're creating potential lawsuit. They need you. Okay. Now, if you go in there to a for sale by owner and talk about how great you are, don't even bother because you're not getting it. If you go in there and ask them about what's wrong with their, where they want to go, why it's important for them to sell, now you're winning. All right. Who's our best buyer for sale by owners? I know Joe's not on the call, Joe Vero. Is Michelle on the call? Michelle Vero, you on the call? I'm not sure if she is either. Anyway, here's the thing. Who's your best buyer for sale by owners? Anyone want to jump in? For sale by owners, who's your best buyer? So if I said to you, hey, Krista, here's a for sale by owner. Do you have a buyer for it? You probably do, right? All right, you do have a buyer. Okay, so we're changing probably to you do. You have a buyer. See, remember I said we don't work with buyers. We do, but I didn't want to dig into that. Open Door and OfferPad is your buyer. So, hey, for sale by owner, are you still accepting cash offers? Yes, fantastic. If I come over and take a few photos and I put it into my database and get you a cash offer, would you pay me a 3% commission? Yes, fantastic. Then I'm going to submit it to Open Door and OfferPad. And by the way, they pay you a referral also on top of that. So you're making 3% from the seller and then you're making a percentage there. Utilize them as an opportunity to get in the door. Oh, I wouldn't take that offer. Well, you know what? I would love to sit down and show you how I can actually help you get retail. I promised you I would bring you a cash offer. I committed to that and I did that. Give me the opportunity to sit with you. Are you doing that? No, of course you're not doing it. Most people won't. Why? Because they're afraid to make a call to a for sale by owner. If I see a red and white sign in front of someone's yard, my brakes automatically hit. My foot hits the brake pedal. It's automatic. I'm stopping and I'm calling right in front of the house. You're a real estate professional. You're there to help them. Here's one. So if I took a poll, and I've already got the statistics on this anyways, the most successful realtors in the industry, nearly 60 to 75% of their business is their sphere of influence. It's past clients. It's their sphere of influence. It's their database. It's their cell phone. Call them. Stop doing the what if. What if they don't like me? What if, but I'm new. What if they ask me if I'm new? No. Yeah, my tenure in the business has nothing to do with my ability to help you get this home sold. I have a huge team that supports me. I have Tiffany, I have George, I have Fred DeFalco, I have Krista's, I have Paul Saperstein's. My team consists of 25 people. Go ahead and look at Tiffany's website and look at her team. I challenge every single one of you to go, Tiffany, put the link to your website in there, and I challenge every single one of you to look at Tiffany's team. You go to her link and you scroll to the bottom. I don't know if she's on right now, but you scroll to the bottom and you'll see her team. She's got, I don't know, 15 people in there. Okay, so utilize that. All right, here we go. All right, the key to your success is this: your schedule. It's time blocking. Deep is good about this. It's lead generation. Is he perfect? I don't know. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not perfect at it by any means. Lead generate. This is your schedule right here, guys. Everyone always says, what's the schedule look like? Well, here you go. It's not 9 to 11, it's 9:30 to 11:30 because we're on these calls from 8:30 to 9:30. Okay. You need to role play 15 minutes every single day. If you're not role playing, Steve Pugh does script and role play every single morning by Zoom, and then they make phone calls every single morning. Know your conversion rates. Your forecast performance is based on tracking numbers. What does it take to reach your goals? See, I know if I have 5 conversations a day, I'm going to generate probably 25 to 30 sales a year. If I talk about real estate to 5 different people every single day that are not in real estate, I'm getting 25 to 30 deals a year. See, that's what your sphere of influence would do for you. That's what your database will do for you. So do it. All right. Arrive at the office 8 a.m. Get on your calls from 8:30 to 9:30. 9:30 to noon, lead generate. See, this is a simple schedule. 12 noon to 1, you do lunch. 1 to 2, lead follow-up. 2 to 3, prepare for appointments. 2 to 6, it's just 1 hour preparing for appointments. And then 3 to 6, go on your appointments. Hey, Deep, I know you want to see homes at 9:30 tomorrow morning. I have 3, 4, 5, or 6 available. Which time works for you best? Hey, Deep, come and list my home at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Hey, Deep, tomorrow morning at 10, I'm on an appointment. I have 3, 4, 5, or 6 available. Which time works best for you? You're running your business. There you go. There's a schedule, guys. And this will all be put into the link here at the end, so you guys can do what you want with it. So from 3 to 6, boom, go on your appointments. How many people are gonna, if you don't have an appointment, what do you do between 3 and 6? Get back on the phone. Get back on the phone. All right. Is the person, see, when you talk to someone, the first thing they're going to think of is this person an expert? Are they truthful and are they honest? That is why you have to practice your scripts. You got to role play. You got to be consistent. Consistency and persistence will always equal success. I'd rather have the most persistent and consistent person than the smartest person in the world that doesn't want to do anything. I know many people that are so extremely smart. As a matter of fact, they should be paid to go to college because that's all they do is go to college. They got a doctorate degree, they got this degree, but they don't work. They have no motivation or drive to provide an income for themselves, but they're smart as can be. I'd rather have someone that's a high school dropout with a GED has a high, they're not going to fail. I'm not failing. I will make this work. And here's why. Consistency and persistence will always equal success. How do you use scripts? Here's the most important thing I want you guys to get out of this. How do you use a script? You use it. Just use it. Asking powerful questions. See, the best thing that you can ever do, the quality of your conversations is the quality of your questions. So my old assistant, she's one of the top agents in that KW office now. I helped her go from being a very quiet, reserved lady to one of the most successful realtors in the area. How did I do that? I helped her build her confidence, but I also helped her build her quality of her questions. See, when someone asks her something, she asks them a question. She doesn't answer that. How important is that to you? Tell me more about that. See, when we go on listing appointments, we want to show them a big fat brochure of beautiful pictures and tell them how great we are, but we never know what's important to the seller. Oh, I lost that listing. No, you didn't. You never even had it because you went in there with talking about yourself. Okay, so the quality of the appointment is based on the quality of the questions that you ask. So if you go into an appointment, what is your question to statement ratio? Who's doing the majority of the talking? If you're doing the talking, you're not winning. All right. Listening. Here's the thing. Deep, I always tell people to put what on the top of the page when they go to an appointment or meet with someone. There's 2 letters.
I put 2 myself, L and Q.
L and Q. And Deep, what does that L and Q stand for?
Listen and question.
Listen and ask questions. Ask more questions. Ask more questions. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Right? Isn't that a song from Greece? Tell me more. I don't know. Whatever. Here's the thing. Listen and ask questions. If you're telling, you're selling, which means you're leaving there with no business. 90% of the time. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, I like this guy, you know, whatever. They don't care about who you are and what you've done in the past or where you're from. Yes, building camaraderie is very important, but if you don't find out what their needs are, once they hire you, you can go into, you know, a lot of the relationship stuff. All right. Some of my best clients are Jets fans and Giants fans, and I'm a Patriots fan. How does that happen? Because I didn't tell them I was a Patriots fan when I walked in the door. They would have never hired me. Anyway, expired listings, go back 3 years. Here's the thing about expireds right now, guys, go back 5 years, because those listings that expired 5 years ago, if they haven't relisted and sold, there's a crap ton of equity, probably more than doubled. For sale by owners, 92% will list in 90 days with someone they meet face to face. Get in front of them. Those days have changed. They're going to list with you within 30 days, or it's going to be sold to someone. And by the way, when they write an offer on that property, they're losing money. I don't care if they say, oh, I'm not paying a commission. Yeah, you're not, but you'll be paying an attorney in the future. Just listed, just sold. Guys, what you seen in that video was a just listed. And Vito reached out to all the neighbors and told them, hey, we're doing an open house. There's going to be a ton of activity. Now, if they decide they want to sell that home, who do you think they're going to call after seeing that? Now, when he sells it and he goes around that community and knocks on the door and says, I had 87 buyers in one day. Do you know anybody looking to sell? See, that's a just listed, just sold. That's called circle prospecting. Guys, what did we do 3 weeks ago? Circle prospecting. The scripts, guess where they are? They're in the Icon Academy, GPS Icon Academy. Okay, circle prospecting. Know your numbers. So this is a real good one. What are the tools that you use for sale by owners, expireds, and circle prospecting? I used to use the Red X. Vulcan 7 is $350 a month. It's more money. It's a great tool. But the Red X is key. Jessica, are you on the call? I invited the young lady to the call this morning, Jessica, and I'm calling her out, and is like,
yes, I'm here.
So she's not shy, by the way, guys. And by the way, all of you that are afraid to make the calls of your phone, I promise you, send them all to Jessica. She has no issue making those calls. She does telemarketing. She's been told many things on the phone, but you know what? It doesn't break her. Okay, so she mentioned the Red X yesterday, the other day when her and I spoke, and I said, great, do this, do this, do this. And it's the best investment you're going to make. I did it for 17 years, and I never made less than $100,000 a year just from the Red X calling. And if I started doing it again, my income would be a minimum of $300,000, because the prices have gone up 3 times since I used to do it. When I first started the Red X, the average sale price was $75,000 a home. That same $75,000 home is probably $350,000 today. Okay. All right. So the Red X is a tool, and it'll cost you about $200 a month with a dialer built into it, $250. Okay. So guys, utilize a tool to get these numbers. And guess what you have to do? You got to dial. You gotta accept the FUs. Don't call me. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Hey, hold on a second, hang up. I had one happen to me this way. Oh my gosh, please forgive me. I can't talk to you. My dad's in hospice and he's dying and he's right next in the next room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart's breaking. I send a card. 3 months later, I go through my list and I call again. Oh, please forgive me. My father's in the next room in hospice. And I'm like, how can people lie? So they'll say anything to get you off the phone. They'll say anything to get you off the phone. If he was in hospice for 3 months, I'd be really surprised. By the way, he wasn't. She was a bold-faced liar. We didn't work with her anyways. It was someone that was taken off the list. You're going to hear every kind of story. But here's what's great. You're going to strike out 99 times making those calls, and one person's going to say yes. See, Joe made 880 calls one week. He tracks his calls. He had 178 conversations. He was fuming mad when we had our appointment. He only had 2 appointments. He goes, Tom, I'm exhausted from these calls. I said, be more purposeful. So he got more purposeful. The next week he made, I think it was 300 calls. Bless you, Jessica. He made 300 calls. Guess how many conversations he had? He had 78. Guess how many appointments he had? 6. So be purposeful, get your script in line, prospect the right communities. So I'm going to skip over a few of those, and I am done with that, guys. I want to do something real quick with you. Can you see my my whiteboard? Not whiteboard, my board behind me. All right, can you see that? Thumbs up. Rick, you're right in front of me, so you see it okay? All right. You see, I got my ring light there. Let me shut that off so it doesn't distract it. All right, guys, you ready? That says 4 conversations. Rick, can you read that? Because I'm picking on you because you're right in front. All right, Deep, I see you guys. 4 conversations. Are you ready? First conversation you need to have every day with yourself. How many appointments did I go on? How many appointments did I go on? If you don't know how many appointments you need daily, weekly, monthly, you better figure it out quickly. Figure it out. If you want to make $100,000, it's 1 appointment a week. So that's the numbers. So here you want to track weekly and monthly. There's how many do I have? Did I do weekly? How many did I do monthly? If I didn't have my 1 appointment per week and 4 per month, I'm not going to earn $100,000 a year. Jessica, I did this exercise with you last week. Didn't it break down that way?
Yes, it was 17 closings in a year that I had to get.
Exactly. Exactly. So guys, here's the thing. What's the second conversation you need to have with yourself? Here's what it is. Appointments. Contracts. See, how many contracts did you write weekly and monthly? See, when I did the exercise with Jessica, she had to write 22 contracts a year, by the way, guys. So 2 a month, 2 a month. 0.5 a week, 2 a month. She just had to write contracts, by the way, guys, not close on them. Write a contract that gets accepted. Now, we know some are going to fall apart. For $100,000 a year, guys, this is the formula for it. All right, what's the third conversation? How many closings do I need weekly? How many do I need monthly? See, we knew she needed 17 a year. So monthly, she needed to average about at least 1.5. Okay, weekly, what is that, a quarter, 0.3? I mean, guys, 17 closings a year. You only have to close 17 deals a year and you make $100,000. Tell me where you're going to go and get a job or a career for $100,000 a year in net profit, by the way, not gross, net profit. And I don't know, maybe Wawa now, they're hiring like 40, 50 bucks an hour for managers. Holy cow. I don't know. Anyway, where are you going to go where you own your own business and you take 17 closings, 1 appointment a week, and you make $100,000 a year? You own your business. You're responsible for it. Okay. If you don't do it, go look in the mirror. That's your fault. And then what's the last one? It's profit. It's profit. Now I'm going to do a little quick thing right now. Anybody got that? If they need it, take a snapshot of it because I'm gonna erase part of this. All right, boom, it's gone. I'm gonna write 4 letters down, and I'm not gonna take credit for these 4 letters. A guy named Bill, Attitude it's an Attitude University, a University of Attitude. Fred, there's 3 letters. 4 letters. Correct. CACC, and I utilize the CACC. I used to utilize the CACC, and I didn't even know what CACC. I didn't even know his formula, but it was basically. So the C stands for contacts. How many contacts do I need to achieve my goal? I need contacts in order to get appointments. That's conversation number 1. So I got to get contacts in order to get appointments. This C is contracts. I need this amount of contracts to make so much money per year. And then the third one is closings. Now, I met Bill for the first time in another presentation. This was the second presentation he did. If Bill is doing the same things that I'm teaching you here, and him and I have never met, how does that work? It's because it's the law of the numbers. It's the business model. If you get contacts, you'll get appointments. If you get appointments, you're going to write contracts. If you write contracts, you will go to a closing. Guys, it's not complicated. Stop complicating it. Go get a listing. And when you get a listing, you're going to capture a minimum of 2 buyers, either a buyer or a referral or 2 buyers. Stop trying to find a buyer and go find a seller, and then you will get as many buyers as you want. See, there's not one business out there that just survives from buyers. Listers last, period. If you don't go find listings, you'll be a buyer's agent for someone else that does. And if you don't want to lead generate, or you don't feel you've got the right accountability process in place, I highly recommend you go maybe talk to a team. See, a friend of mine that runs a team, one of his agents was making well over 100,000 a year. And he said, I'm not doing a 50-50 split with you anymore. I can do this on my own. For 12 months, he made like 30,000. There is a value in a team, like I said earlier. I'm not promoting the teams on here to go for you guys to go and talk to them. What I'm saying is if you're not going to do the work and you have a real estate license, swallow your pride of I can make more if I do it on my own and go work for a team that can support you in your growth. Okay, that's all I got to say. All right, I'm open up for questions. It's 9:17. We got till 9:30. Yeah,
Hey, Tom, my mentor when I was 23 years old in the business, Steve Brown, you go into the office, you say, I got 2 listings last week. You go 2 listings. I can put a sign on a jackass, send them around your neighborhoods and say, please list your house here. And he'd get more listings. So that's just the way, we were trained. So, one of the things, it's definitely, this listing thing is not hard or easy. It has nothing to do with it. It's just, it is. And you've got to, like you started out by saying, you've got to see yourself doing it. And I was driving 4 hours last night, but Grant Cardone, and my buddy Grant, just same thing. You got to be out there. You got to be visible. You got to be talking. You got to have conversations. I started out this morning at 6:45 a.m. with a conference call, with Zoom call with Ryan. I don't know if Ryan's doing. Ryan, you on the call? Ryan was out with some friends and all, started talking to a lady at a hotel up in Palm Beach, and she's coming down to Florida, opening up a whole chain of schools, private schools. He started a conversation, so
I'm on here.
gotta have conversation. Yeah. So Ryan, we had that meeting this morning. Maybe you didn't get the link, but she's coming down and starting a whole chain of schools. So conversation. What business are you in? And by the way, a person that Tom just talked about, Bill from the Attitude University, Bill talks about, and I loved it. What business are you in? Oh, I'm in the business of getting people involved in real estate. I get sellers the best deals. I get sellers more money than anybody else can get them. I get buyers the best deals than anybody can get them. And I'm also in the business of enhancing real estate agents and realtors' careers. So if you know anything about buying or selling or any agent you really want to enhance their career, I'm the guy to call. Now, that's the way that's an elevator pitch. So talk it up, broadcast it, be out there on social media. Not gimme, but hey, here's who I am. And just keep plugging in a bunch of Grant Cardone. An hour to him last night. I got up at 3:45 a.m. yesterday. I didn't take any naps. And last night with Grant Cardone, it took me all the way till 2 o'clock in the morning. I was ready to give up at about 11. So it's not easy and it's not hard. It's easy to, and it's easy not to. So it has nothing to do with it. So Tom, thank you. List.
Yeah, so here's the thing, everything worthwhile is uphill. John Maxwell says it all in every presentation. Nobody is bringing you to the top of the mountain. You got to go up there and do the work. You got to drive up there, walk up there, crawl up there, do whatever it takes. How does it look when you get to the top? It's beautiful, right? So it takes work, it takes effort. Get out there and do the work. Guys, we are giving you the resources to, I'm going to tell you, I've been in the business 22 years. I was with a company for 17 years, and I was one of their coaches and trainers and teachers, whatever you want to call me, for almost 8.5 years. What you guys are getting here from 8:30 to 9:30 every day of the week, no company can match it. I don't care who they are or what they say. You are not getting the top talent within one office that can give you the power of wisdom that this group has. I've failed on my face more times. I've gotten thrown out of houses. I've gotten stuff thrown at me. I've gotten cursed at. I've gotten yelled at. I've gotten police called on me. You have no idea. I've made all the mistakes. Fred's made the mistakes. Here's what I know. Every time I made one, I got better. Every time I made another mistake, I got better. Every time I hear of George's mistakes, I don't make that mistake. Or maybe sometimes I say, well, I'm going to try that anyways. If he didn't succeed in it, I'm going to try it and see, boom, and it becomes a mistake, right? Financial failures. I remember George talked about Kurt yesterday on the call. Do you know I had a conversation with that man in front of George in 2006, I'm sorry. 2006, I did it was one of my most successful years in real estate ever. In 2006, I made so much money that I was so smart. I put 25% down on 4 different luxury homes. And then guess what happened in 2007? It started to crash. And I'm like, holy cow, what just happened? I got tenants paying $2,500 a month that have lost their jobs and now they're not paying and they won't get out of the house. And guess who has to pay that? I do. Well, my wife did. And then guess what else happens? The value's going down. So I'm like, holy cow, we better sell this home now. Oh, can't get in the house to see it because your tenant doesn't want anybody to see it. Guys, we've been through the good, the bad, and let me tell you, the only thing that's going to get you through tomorrow is getting up in every single day and doing the work to get to where you want to go, period. You have your health. There's a great guy that you want to look at. Just put the torso, the guy with no arms and no legs. Very, very Nick Ostrov, I can't even say his last name. I got to see him on stage. By the way, guys, he waddled, got up there by himself. You'll never be able to help him because he won't need your help. He can do anything on his own. He's married to a supermodel. He's got 2 or 3 kids. He surfs, he dives, he does everything. And by the way, he's a motivational speaker and he makes millions of dollars and he's highly successful in his life and everything else. So if you can't pick up a phone and he can with a little nub on his bottom of his torso and throw it up into his shoulder and dial with his chin, you can too. You can too. I am not kidding you when I say that. Look him up, Google him, listen to his inspirational videos. If he can do it, you can do it. He picks up the phone, you can do this. So questions, guys, I'm going to be on the call for a little bit also. I know that I did a lot of talking, but I want you guys to ask good questions so that way there I can give you quality answers to make this call the best call possible for you. If you give me a what if, I'm going to go, I can't hear you. No.
I have a question.
Who's speaking?
Jessica.
Oh, Jess, there you are.
Where did you say the scripts were that are online?
So I'll get those to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Jessica is one that I actually accepted as a mentee, guys. And those of you who know me on this call, I don't accept mentees. And she's local and needed great support. And so I took her on as a mentee. So I'm going to make sure you get those scripts, Jess, because our group has different pages and private pages and stuff. So I'll make sure we get those for you.
Tom, can I jump in?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, amazing call again, as usual. Friday is my favorite. The second is Wednesday. Fred, he's on the call. George is not, so it's okay.
I love being ahead of them.
Yeah. Going back to, I know there are a lot of new agents on this, out of this 54 people we have. So please don't get distracted with what Tom is saying, that you got to work only with listings.
Thank you, Dee.
Fellas. It's not what he's saying. He's talking about, you got to pick up the words that he's using, conversation. So if you got a buyer, have multiple conversations a week. In this day and age, with the technologies that's out there, every buyer, I don't care if they say they're on your MLS only or your website, they're on Zillow. So what happens when Zillow is more high-tech than all of them put together? They get early notifications, they get a new listing, and they are eager and crazy, especially with the market. They'll click and they'll go to the next agent that's on Zillow, that Zillow promotes. So please hold back, talk multiple conversations, even if there's nothing coming up on the MLS, keep them in the mind. Make sure they know, hey, Deep's the guy. If something comes up, Deep's the guy. They cannot get distracted that all of a sudden Tom's listing shows up on Zillow. They click on it and the lead goes to Tom or his team or somebody who's marketing in that zip code. Just don't, the key of the conversation today is listing is very crucial, don't get me wrong, but having the meaningful conversation, keeping them in check.
Thank you, Deep. I want to elaborate on that too, guys. I get very passionate when it comes to sticking to your one thing. If you have a buyer, I'm not telling you not to work with them. What I am saying is focus on listings and you'll never have to worry about finding another buyer ever again. I promise you. And when you focus on listings, you're going to get buyers, but find a way to work with them outside of the time that you look for listings. See, every listing that you get will support your business growing forward. Okay. Get listings. If you have buyers, don't listen to me where I said, don't work with them. Thank you for saying that, Deep. Work with everybody you possibly can right now, because we are all in this together. Get out there, but do not take away from your lead generation time for sellers to work with that buyer. So thank you for elaborating on that with me, Deep. I get to the point where people are like, so Tom told me never to work with another buyer. Well, you're broke and you better go do something because you don't have a paycheck. So
the best part about the whole, like what you said, and people don't realize, this is going to be 17 years for me this week in real estate. There's a reason why I'm on the call at least 4 days out of the 5 days, Monday to Friday, because you always pick up a single nugget. Every day keep my mind sharper and sharper. And what he's really talking about is the same thing: conversation. If you have more conversations with buyers, you're gonna get comfortable with eventually start making those calls like Jessica's doing with Red X and all those. So that it's only gonna give you more confidence in your conversation when somebody talks about real estate. More conversations we have with buyers, you'll have a great conversations at open house. I walk in open houses and the agent has no idea what he's doing there, because somebody told him to do an open house, he's gonna get a lead. But somebody forgot to coach him like Max does on Monday. Say, have a presentation, be out there, don't be in their faces, have a conversation, connect with them. It's all about Q and L. It's like fishing, right? Simple. It's going fishing. You're not going to throw whatever, you're not going to catch every time. It's all about connecting.
Yeah, and then when you connect, you better reel them in because they can go off real quick. I'm gonna start digging in near the second quarter on the importance of buyer consultations with buyers agreements, because every one of you, we're all going to be affected nationally before long. If we don't have a buyer's agreement, we're not representing our client, and we can't call them a customer or a client or anything. And you're not going to have, you'll be violating all the license and laws, because it's going to happen. It's coming soon, guys. So we have to defend our value, and that's a consultation and them hiring you. So so I see some questions in here. Deep just mentioned, let's see. Deep just mentioned a Monday Zoom. This is my first time here. All right, so the link that you clicked on today, Rick, and everyone on this call that's new with us, the link that you clicked on for today is going to be the link Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's the exact same link. Okay.
Hey, Tom, can I say something?
You can, of course. Well, if I said no, what would happen to me?
I don't know. That's for permission. No, I just wanted to mention that with the open house that I had this weekend, obviously it was a listing, which was great. But we worked it the way we work our GPS group open houses with what Tina Valiant said about the clipboard and all that. We picked up probably about $10 million plus buyers that did not get the house, and now I have more confidence going into a circle prospecting to get my listings in that neighborhood where everybody wants to be, because I have buyers, right? So I think it's definitely a great listings get you buyers, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And then they give you the confidence to do the circle prospecting, because you do have buyers now to go in and get those listings. So it's just the circle, and my goal, and I always tell everybody that works with me, is that every listing gets you another listing and 2 buyers. So in this market, it should not be hard to get that.
I just got an aha thought that just popped into my head. Thank you for bringing that up. Claire Autry, I don't know if she's on the call, but Claire is also an amazing coach that joined us about 6-7 months ago, always full of wisdom and golden nuggets. Here's what she always said too. When you do an open house or you list a home, do a 10, 10, 20, 10 to the left, 10 to the right, and 20 across the street. And she always gets a listing appointment from every listing. Every listing she gets a listing appointment. So if we're not utilizing the amazing resources we have with this group, Krista's and Deep's and Fred's and George's, guys, listen to them. If they're succeeding, just take one golden nugget and go do it. I promise you, do it consistently and be persistent, and then it'll work out. All right. Questions?
I have a question. Well, it's not really a question. It's a question. Okay. So for my prospecting this weekend, I created these V-Day pop-ups, and after this conversation that we had today, I'm thinking that maybe my strategy may be a bit off. So I was gonna pick, 5 neighborhoods of recently sold, and then drop off these Valentine's Day bags with the candy and a card that says, with a cute poem on it, saying that I can sell your house and all that good stuff. And on the back of it has like my QR code with my information on it. But I'm thinking maybe choosing neighborhood of recently sold might be wrong, that maybe I should go back to my MLS and pull up, like you were saying, go back 5 years of expireds and see if that would be a better choice. I don't know, 50 of them. I made 50 of them, so I know I'm going to be hitting 50 houses. So should I be choosing expireds versus recently sold neighborhoods?
I'm going to tell you this. Recently sold neighborhoods are amazing. So I would do the recently sold neighborhood. I would stick to your plan. That's a great plan that you have. Stick to that. When you have a good plan and you get sidetracked by a conversation that sounds like another good plan, it turns into a bad one, right? So stick to that plan, because that is amazing. That's awesome. I want to hear the results after that too, because stick to that. And that's a great, now, if it wasn't a good plan, or I felt like, oh, that's a lot of work for her and she could get more value doing this, stick to that plan. Now, as far as the expireds go, you can always knock on their door, or you can call them, because you don't know what's changed. So just stick to the plan that you have. I think you're going to have amazing results from it. And I'd love to hear what that looks like. So stick to the plan. Don't change it. Don't change it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. It means a lot coming from you, the godfather of listing.
I think I would be doing wrong by you to say, yeah, change that and do this.
Yeah.
I feel very confident that you're going to get amazing results from that. And good job.
All right, thank you.